What's up, comic fam, comic fans? Welcome to my new comic book day haul. We're gonna get into the comics right after this. Welcome back. Alright, we're gonna get into the comics, but before that, don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell, and go ahead and share if you like the content. I'm almost at 200. Really appreciate that push to 200. And I think around 250, we're going to start that giveaway. So, let's get into those comics. All right. So, we're going to start off with a comic from the last week of January, 2 weeks ago. Once in Future, number 15. I didn't pick it up when it came out, so I got it now. I've read the first 14 issues. I really like that series. Kieran Gillen's doing a bang-up job. Dan Mora is an awesome artist, and these covers are like banging for every single issue. I've read the first 14, like I said, so that's issue 15. So I can't wait to crack into that one and get caught up. All right, we're going to start off with a book that in my preview video I said was a good spec book. It's selling for about double cover, so you can probably get about $10 for it if you can find it for cover, and hopefully you can actually find it for cover at this point. But it is Future State number 1, the second printing. A lot of people going crazy over Red X, so that has driven up the price of this book. For those of you who haven't read Future State Teen Titans, it's a really good book. It's kind of intermingled into what's going to happen after Future State and what's happening in other books now, like Shazam and The Flash. So it's a pretty good book. I like the way these artists and writers are working together to create like this universe. So they're doing really good, and Teen Titans is kind of like that middle ground glue holding together a couple of titles. And then we have Future State number 2, which came out this week. This is the B cover. This is the variant cover. This is Dustin Nguyen. Again, you've got the cover of Red X. So this is the headshot version. This was also in this one of my 3 specs in my last previews video. Again, it's going for about the same price, $10. So, you know, double cover. So, double cover, still a good investment. Those were pretty much quick flips. If you would have got them and pre-sold them before Wednesday, you probably would have got a little bit more. Now you got to get a little bit less so you can hold them, see what they'll do in the future, or flip them for $10 each. All right, but this is not a speculation video. This is just a comic book day haul video. So let's keep going. We got Dark Detective. This is issue number 3. A lot of hype because you get the Fox Batman meeting Bruce Wayne Batman. But what I will say is it was only about 3 panels. It was a funny scene, but not a ton of hype behind the a ton of hype behind a very short scene. Overall, though, the series is pretty good. What I will say is it's Batman. It's Bruce Wayne Batman. It's Detective Batman. The Batman series is kind of headed in this direction anyway, of a Batman who doesn't have his gear, his money, you know, all his tech, and that's kind of the Batman you're getting here. So there really isn't a big change in the Future State Bruce Wayne Batman, but it's still a good book to read. I think Mariko Tamaki is a really excellent writer, and I like what she's doing with the series. There's also a backup story starring Grifter. If you like Grifter, I would go ahead and read that. It's good. It does make you like the character a little bit more. So I think they're trying to work Grifter into the DC universe, and I think they're, you know, just trying to get people to like him a little bit so they can use him a little bit more in the future. And you know, they kind of did that with this issue. All right, we got Star Wars: The High Republic number 1. This is the 3rd print. So you know, these days people go crazy for first, second, and 3rd prints. I picked one up. They had it at the store. I have yet to actually crack into this, though. I heard it's a good read, so I can't wait to actually read this. I have multiple covers of the first print, so I just got to get in there and actually open one up and read it. I'll probably just read the 3rd print one. All right, next up we have Darth Vader number 10. This was also another one of my 3 specs. This was the one that didn't really pop off, but I wasn't expecting it. I think this is a longer term hold. Really cool cover though. I really do like the cover on this one. Darth Vader series has been a really good series to kind of spec on in general, but this has Exegol, which is Darth Sidious like home planet, like his base of operations where he keeps his secrets and stuff. You know, it's like millionaires who have houses everywhere. This is one of the locations of the house, but this is where he keeps his big stuff. So I do like the Darth Vader series, though, in general. It's been a really good series. Darth Vader really plays on that whole hate and fear. The fear breeds hate kind of tactic. And in this issue, you can see him kind of use it now to his advantage. He kind of feared Darth Sidious. Now he's like, that fear has bred a lot of hate, and hate leads to power. And he's starting to believe that he is more powerful than Darth Sidious. But if you look at that cover, you can see what's been done to him. He's got like makeshift parts. He wasn't allowed to use the Force. And Darth Vader is just angry now. He's out for vengeance. And it's looking like he's going to get it. All right, keeping with the Marvel theme now, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 59. This is a Mark Bagley cover. So it's a good series. Basically, Negative Man has been separated from Martin Lee. They're attacking Feast, which is where, Martin Lee first created like a homeless shelter, and Aunt May has been running it since then. Basically, the Mr. Negative side of him wants them to combine once again. Spider-Man kind of stops it, or prolongs it. I won't go too much further. Don't want to spoil the story for you, but let's just say it's all interconnected from 1 through 59. A lot of the action that's happening, it's all connected. It's all building up. For what? I don't know. I find the series to be neither amazing or spectacular, but it's good. It's a good Spider-Man vehicle. So I think we got to temper expectations with this. And at the end of the day, we'll see what this run has given us. So far, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not great. It's like sending in a comic and you expect a 9.8 and you get like a 9.4. It's good, but it's not that 9.8 you were hoping for. All right, moving on. We got Daredevil number 27. You got Elektra on the cover. Don't worry that she's normal here. She's still Daredevil in the series. I really like what Chip Zdarsky's doing in this series. He's managed to keep the vision of his Daredevil run, but tie it into the King in Black. So a lot of times comics, when they become a tie-in, they kind of lose track of that story they were going, kind of lose momentum, and then they come back to the story later, and that momentum's gone, and that magic's gone. Somehow Chip Zdarsky's managed to work his Daredevil run into the King in Black. So you get a twofer. 2 for 1. You get a King in Black story, and you get to keep reading the Daredevil story that Chip Zdarsky wants to tell. To me, that's really awesome. And Mark Cicchetto does a really good job on the art in that book. I'm loving it. I'm digging it. Daredevil, must read, guys. You got to read the Daredevil series. All right, moving on. We got Undiscovered Country, number 12 from Image Comics. Charles Soule, Scott Snyder, Kevin Cooley. Doing a really good job on this series. Really crazy. Obviously, this is one of those futuristic, dystopian type stories. Seems we get a ton of these days. They're doing a really awesome job, though, telling this story of America in the future. We've seen 2 lands. We've seen like a wasteland ravaged, and we've seen a really futuristic, high-tech world. Both of them are really screwed up, though. So, it's up to you as the reader to decide which one you'd rather live in. But our group is now on their way to a 3rd section of the states. So we'll see what's in store for them there. But like I've said, we've seen 2 versions of different sections of the United States. Both of them really screwed up. It'll be interesting to see where this story goes. So this was the end of the 2nd arc. So this is issue 12, issue 13. We'll most likely start up the 3rd arc. But that's a couple of months down the road. So the team has taken some time off to formulate some issues, write a couple of issues, get the art out, so when the series starts up again, there's no delays. So that's cool. But you'll have to wait a few more months to see what the rest of the states looks like in Undiscovered Country. And last but not least is a series I'm really digging, Homesick Pilots. It's a good play on the horror house theme, trope. I'm really digging this series. And in this issue, there was an introduction of a ghost that's not kind of from the house. So now there's a more malicious entity being introduced into this book. So I definitely recommend reading it, especially if you like horror books. You've got a couple of different stories here going on. You got the main character who the house is kind of taken on to be its bounty hunter. You got her friends who are looking for her. You've got another friend who's kind of dealing with some issues. And it's kind of fallen into kind of a depression, drug abuse kind of thing. So, without giving away too much stuff, there is a lot going on in this book. Art is awesome. The story is awesome. If you like horror, but told in a new way, I recommend Homesick Pilots. So guys, that was my comic haul. My read of the week is Daredevil number 27. Like I said, Chip Zdarsky is doing a bang-up job of telling his story while incorporating it into a bigger event series, one of these huge Marvel events. Chip Zdarsky has managed to keep telling his story in an awesome way with awesome artwork. So that book is my read of the week, and if you get a chance, I would definitely read the Daredevil series. It is pretty awesome, especially now that it's kind of being worked into the King in Black. So you get Chip Zdarsky's great writing with a little extra cosmic action because Null's in there. So guys, again, that's my comic haul. That's my pick of the week. So don't forget to hit that like button, that share button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna go catch up on some of the comics that I have not read, and I'm gonna get ready for next week. Peace. What's up, comic fans? Welcome to my comic haul for this week. I'm really excited to share with you my new comic